I'm Sayoko Hoshi of the Ideals of Pudding crew, and if you're wondering why I am dressed up like this, is so that I can talk about magical girls. Now, why do I want to talk about magical girls? It's because they have been cute and painful to watch. They're just the Japanese equivalent to Wonder Woman. It's just something to, cash in on the young female demographic or the increasing male demographic, because some men actually kind of enjoy girls in mini skirts. But to understand this further, we have to go back to the beginning. Starting in the 90s with the creation of Sailor Moon. She was literally a cash cow. Not only was the manga successful, the anime was successful, the franchise-related stuff, the toys, the pens, the jewelry, the stuffed animals, whatever they can label as Sailor Moon really sold, and I feel like it's kind of overrated. I mean, she's just a wimpy-ass girl in pigtails running around in a bathing suit with a tiny skirt and spending half the time either shooting sparkly things out of her magic little wand or whining about her job. It's like, that's not someone I want to root for. That's just someone I actually would want to replace. And then she's joined by other girls who are equally uninteresting. You got the nerd, you got the emotional chick, I guess, the tomboy, and the prissy girl. And as if 4 girls who are capable of shooting water, fire, lightning, and magic hearts wasn't enough, you have a knight in shining armor wearing a tuxedo that comes in to save you. It's just like, wow, Sailor Moon, you're so needy, aren't you? You can't fight for yourself at all. But regardless, Sailor Moon started a trend of magical girl manga and anime that spawned throughout the 90s, including... And it all revolves around a very similar formula to Sailor Moon. You start with an average girl who is pretty much worthless. Then she has some strange encounter with some magical thing, whether it be a talking animal or a battle or whatever, and then she suddenly is given magical powers in order to fight evil that is now flooding throughout the world, and then she has to run around in a skimpy outfit of some sort. And then carry a magical toy that she poses off for as a weapon in order to fight these monsters who don't do anything while she's transforming. What are they doing? Are they just sitting around having a coffee break, or are they so like attracted to the shiny that they can't help but watch? There's also some love interest that the main character has, but they never really get to fully interact with them or try to go out with them because they're so busy running around in miniskirts fighting bad guys. And then there's the mysterious guy waiting to rescue our heroine at a moment's notice and create a very difficult position for her because now she's stuck in a love triangle. And then, there's some evil villain that is going to just take over the world or destroy it, and then there's some minions who look so cool and badass until they end up getting their asses kicked by preteen girls in miniskirts. How sad is that? However, there are some exceptions, like Magic Knight Rayearth. It not only gave the girls real freaking ass weapons. They were seriously fish out of water in a mystical land. It seemed like an easy quest of having to save the princess, but it turns out that they're, without giving anything away for those of you who would be interested, had a very dark reality to it. You know, you could really relate to the characters and their struggles, again, in a world that was so unlike their own, and yet trying to be the heroes that everybody expected them to be. But then it's like, after a while and seeing the same formula, you know, the magical girl thing starts to lose its edge, especially in the 2000s. You know, I mean, you could, you know, this would certainly appeal to, like, little girls or boys who have some kind of strange sexual fantasy involving miniskirts. It's like a phase. I admittedly, you know, I mean, I love Magic Knight Rayearth, and I briefly read Tokyo Mew Mew because I was drawn in by the environmental message it had to present, but it didn't make sense. How can girls who now have the DNA of endangered species somehow magically transform into furries with skimpy outfits and wield things that look like chew toys for your dogs or your cats or something? I just couldn't really take it seriously. Now, a recent magical girl anime has come out that actually has now made me become interested in magical girl stuff again, and that is Puella Magi Madoka Magica, or Madoka Magica for short. And this one is actually trying to change the typical magical girl formula. It's cute on the surface, but very, very dark underneath. They're wielding real weapons. You actually get the sense of danger of the battles that they fight, unlike other magical girl stuff where you really don't get that. They show magical girls dying, but that's what makes it interesting, is because it's trying to change a genre that has been dying for the past 10 years, and it's actually trying to be more modern about it. You know, it's trying to do something different, and for that I actually like Madoka Magica. And I don't think I'll ever want to be a magical girl. Ever. So, if some talking animal came up to me and offered to give me magical power in exchange for fighting monsters that could possibly kill me, I'm going to say no. I love my life too much to want to risk it. In the end, it really does give the heroine a better understanding of herself. She learns that she's special, and then they all live happily ever after, but it's like, you don't just take some magical opportunity and expect it to somehow awaken you to who you truly are. You have to make effort to find your true self. So in that sense, magical girl stories are kind of like a false impression. That's like the Disney princess movies. Be sure to leave comments below about some other subjects you want me to rant. Be sure to subscribe to The Ideals of Pudding. And here is my amazing manga collection for you to stare at.